just because someone doesn't have that million subscribe doesn't mean that the information that they're providing on their content isn't valuable. And like, that's just something I've learned just watching through your channel through self-sustained training. And like all this stuff that you're talking about with different clients and different people you come on here, it's like, wow, like I relate to this. And it's like,
it's the underlying implications of what it means to be morbidly obese far outweigh any sort of
unintended.
Oh, where I used to wake up mad, bro, for no reason. It would be a beautiful sunny day outside. I would just be pissed.
Right. You used to just wake up, see this man Snapchat, mad, don't hit me up.
But how is that any different than the victim mindset you had? See what I mean? It's the same, woe is me. The world isn't good enough for me. Me.
Basically, I'm finding ways to get a new dub in my own life. You know
Literally,
what I mean?
right. And working out is a fundamental dub.
So like
eating clean is a fundamental dub.
Yeah,
right.
you know what I mean? So like in my perspective is that trade kind of died. You know what I mean? It's from a standpoint of like a new seed aspect where like seeds just don't die and stay seeds. They die and become trees. You know what I mean?
That trade died as a boy, so this trade could grow as a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh! What did the soccer coaches and the basketball coaches always praise you for?
Effort.
Yeah. It wasn't about anything else but your effort.
That's true.
And I think about Ray Lewis screaming at football players talking about, can't nobody judge effort, because effort is between you and you.
Dude, I remember
that person they seen on film, that person that they saw what film show today. Because today, I'm a different creature now than film ever showed.
It's like, what are you doing in a day?
Right.
I guarantee most of you guys out there are like caught up on the latest season of XYZ.
There's wasted time that can be fulfilled for optimization for sure.
Wasted. But yeah, that's another thing. Just reflect, be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself.
Yeah, understand, you know what I mean? If you want to make this priority, make it a damn priority. Don't just say it.
Do it.
Yeah. Just do it.
But I'm doing everything I can to optimize my own health and my own lifestyle. And the only way I can do that is by continuing to surpass my own threshold of my comfort zone.
It's you are not only preaching certain principles, but you're personifying the principles in which you're teaching.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the personification of those principles you're teaching and preaching is really all people care about. The whole point of caring about people's opinion from a straight, like, what's the word? Anthropic point of view, from like a humanistic point of view. Like, we're social creatures. So as social creatures, we have to find our place in the hierarchy of our relative society. And back in the day, it was just in tribes and shit, right? So like, you do that if you have siblings, so you know, when you have a family of siblings, you have to find your way in that group of individuals. And in finding that way, there's a inevitable humbling that occurs because you realize that you're not the center of attention.
But that's what I'm saying. But personally, at this moment, I don't feel like I have to prove that to myself. That's why I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
My question is, how can you turn off and on owing yourself to be better? That's all.
How can I turn myself? How can I turn? That's a hell of a question, bro.
The immediate regret of knowing that the path of least resistance wasn't the most optimal. It was just the most comfortable. And the most comfortable a lot of the times is going to make you feel the most shitty. Because deep down, you are capable of so much that standard, whether you like it or not, is what you're capable of. And if you don't meet even a fraction of that standard that you're quite literally as an individual, as Danny is capable of, then that self-loathing, that shittiness will have no choice but to creep in because you deep down know that you could have been better. But like now you work and grind so much at meeting your potential every single day.
And when I lay down, it's like,
when you lay down, you earn that sleep.
That's the first thing I tell people who are like, oh, I stay up all night.
Earn that sleep. You didn't earn shit.
I'll tell you right now, whether you're ripped, fat, cut up, You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, people are going to talk shit. You're too big, you're fat. You're too cut up, oh, eat a fucking cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? People are going to have something to say, especially the lazy people, the people who don't have the discipline to get the fuck up and suck at something new. They're going to have the most to say. And so at the end of the day, I mean, just cancel that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Put some noise canceling fucking Bose headphones on and fucking get in there and get crazy with it.
But again, being optimal isn't convenient. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Being your best self isn't convenient. That's something that takes day-to-day trial and error and the willingness to fail, which is the error aspect of it.
Getting out of your comfort zone.
Getting out of your comfort zone. And how uncomfortable is it tracking your macronutrients?
It's shitty.
Meal prepping your food, making sure that
weighing shit out.
Making
It's
sure
shit
you can't
don't
get
want to do. You just don't want to do it. It's just
because that convenience.
It's not convenient. Yeah.
Right. Always. That again goes back into the chasing perfection. Deep down, we both know there's levels of optimization that we still have to reach, essentially. And when we quote unquote reach that level of optimization, well, guess what? There's another level to make. And when you reach that, it's this constant Sisyphean battle of pushing up that rock up the hill towards progress, brother.
It's never enough.
It's never enough.
Nothing is ever enough.
That's the
in
Sisyphean
life.
battle of pushing that rock up the hill nonstop. In my office, I literally have this dude pushing a rock up a hill. And this dude is a guy named Sisyphus. And Sisyphus was casted by the gods, the Greek gods, to constantly push this rock up a hill and never be done. And the analogy of that story is one in which you will always be fighting against life and the trials and tribulations within that life. And when you think you're done and have gotten to that top, you take a break, pushing that rock, you turn around, you realize there's another hill to climb.
Damn, that shit sounds terrible.
Do you know the story of Sisyphus?
Bro,
like I feel
you've heard. I mean, I don't know if you've heard on the podcast. That's all we talk about. Is in my office, I have literally a model figure of Sisyphus pushing a rock up a hill.
That's like that beautifully like articulates my entire like life philosophy. It's like
got my own emotions.
And it's like, do you not realize what I'm doing for you, Trey?
Yeah,
Travion.
Travion Dantes Macintosh.
You see what I'm saying?
That's exactly what she was saying. I did everything. I did the best I could.
Right, and she did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
most parents do. That's why you can't blame your parents because they were learning too.
Isn't that ironic though? Like he had to struggle so much just for me not to struggle, and then for me not to be appreciative that I didn't struggle.
Right.
It's like, but now I'm starting to see as I get older, like as I gotten older, I've seen like, yo, like everybody's living like a king, really.
Everybody.
That's what I mean. But like,
think of it like this: you were put in a position where hard times created a strong man in your dad. Your dad created peaceful times for you. These peaceful times created a weak version, timid version of you.
Timid. Ooh, that's a full circle to the
And it wasn't
thing.
until you went through hard shit that you became a strong man.
Full circle to the 9 round shit. Timid. Man.
That's another people
It's
don't
inevitable.
realize. It's inevitable. Exactly.
Right.
And I think once people come to grips with that, it'll unlock a whole new pathway of thinking of like, wow, yeah, I know he's going to die, but I know they're going to die, but why instead of thinking that, why don't I call him some more?
Right.
Why don't I go see him some more?
Literally.
Why don't I try to fucking extract every ounce of memory I can out of this person or information out of this person? A lot of people just take that shit for granted until it's too late.
And not only that, but like controlling your negative thoughts. I know, because a lot of people you just hear the negative thoughts and they just let it in. And then more comes in, it just builds off the rest of them, right? But imagine it's kind of like open the door, right? Someone's knocking on your door. You open it, it's just like, it's a weirdo or something. You're not about to let that nigga in.
You have the right.
You're not letting that nigga in, bro. Like you closing the door on his face, like, bro, get the fuck out of my property before I shoot your ass.
You just have to be confident knowing that, okay, what I see in the mirror is a person who is trying their best day in and day out, and they're doing everything they can to make the people around them better. And if you can look in the mirror and say that to yourself,
If you can say yes to both of those,
then you're on your
that's
way.
a great start.
You did, and now you're at the position where you're the CEO of that bitch. You've been just promoting yourself until now you quite literally are in control of your life. You're in control of your company. You're in control of your empire. That, again, and this ties back in full circle to what we talked about at the beginning, it allows you to take full responsibility for whatever direction your company now goes in.
Yeah.
For whatever direction your empire now goes. You understand there's a level of culpability because you're the general, you're the CEO, you're the owner of your life.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with it?
I couldn't fathom it. I was just like, everybody was like cheering. I was like, wow, like this is insane. Like, just being able to show up, even like if you know you're not capable of it, just finishing what you started. That's the biggest thing, is just like, regardless of what possible skills you had or whatever, just showing up and finishing what you started.
That's exactly what I went through after high school. Like, I was cast out working back to back, job to job, working the shittiest shifts you could think of, bro. But there was no choice. Like, there was something in the back of my head that just told me, like, I have to keep on going. Like, I have to get out of this situation. I have to better my lifestyle. I don't know how. It might be working through this fucking valet job. It might be, training at Genesis. It might be working at fucking Target. But I knew, like, shit was going to get better.
Especially if you put in the work day by day.
Absolutely.
Brick by brick. Do you think 200 years ago, how many sexual partners do you think our grandmothers and great-grandmothers had?
Not many.
Less than 5, if not less than 2. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's comparing what has been for almost all of human history versus what we think is, just because of the recency bias of modern society.
Well, when humans were hunter-gatherers, I mean, you had to be sharp and cognitive to go get your next meal if you can.
So why do you think starving?
And then you're not going to have another meal 24 to 36 hours anyway. So there's your embedded fasting and discipline.
Let me ask you this. Why are you doing that to yourself? Because we're young, we want to just chill. Like, I mean, I don't know. As a young person, I feel like you should kind of sit back and enjoy your life a little bit. Why are you busy all the time? And are you happy that way? So are you happy just constantly having something to do, and mostly for somebody else as well? Training somebody, making the video. I mean, I'm sure you're doing it for yourself, like, with these episodes and stuff, but you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it for somebody else as well. Are you happy with that? And why do you do that?
Man, first of all, Voltaire says, judge a man based off his questions and not his answers. And those are some genius questions right there.
Thank you.
Goodness.
I appreciate that.
Nice. Firing me from my job, successfully getting me terminated.
Planning to do it, too.
Conspiring, and we got the evidence.
Got the evidence. I honestly, if we didn't have the evidence, I wouldn't even believe it.
Isn't that crazy?
I wouldn't even. I'm like, no, there's no way, bro. You're going a little over the edge now, bro. Come on.